Once again, if anybody wants to make a purchase or a donation, you can find my Cash App, PayPal, Amazon wish list down in the description box below. Send payment, then throw your question below. Thank you guys so much for whatever support you send this way, whether it be through those methods or liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, leaving timestamps on my Picket cards. All of that stuff really helps me out, you guys. The super chats, the super thanks stickers, those things really help me out. So thank you so much for anything that you guys choose to do on that front. And let's get back into this reading. What justice is coming your way for the hard work that you have put in? Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. We take a rocket ship to the moon is what came to my mind. Back in the day when we were allowed to dream big, back in the day when we were allowed to believe in things. And then we grew up and everybody's like, you need to wake up and go make money. What the hell's wrong with you? That's what this life is about, making money. This life ain't about making money. Oh, awesome. Thank you, beautiful. I appreciate you very much. So, once again, with your stock going up, because it fell this way, even though this is like a stock dropping, it fell this way. And so it's like it's going up. Your value is going up. Everything is going up in your life right now. You're having new ideas, new thoughts, new understandings, new beliefs. When you wish upon a star, you will go so very far. You're unlocking a lot of deeper meanings behind things as well. Those footsteps that are in the sand behind you when you can't, or beside you when you can't walk. They say that's Jesus, but if you look around, there might be some angels here on this earth that are standing up beside you, helping you walk when you find it the hardest. And some of you have finally started to open your eyes and see some of those people around you as well. Most of you have been used to being the only one giving for so long that you really didn't notice that there might have been some people around you trying to give, but you were shaking your head at them like, no, I don't need that. And now you're accepting that in. Say no place for no hero to call home. What matters ain't the who's baddest, but the ones that stop you falling from your ladder, baby. You should see me in a crown. That little flower reminds me of that song so much. Bide my tongue, bide my time, wearing a warning sign. Wait till the world is mine. Visions I vandalize, cold in my kingdom size, fell for these ocean eyes. You should see me in a crown. I'm gonna run this nothing town. 333, watch me make them bow one by one by one, one by one by one. You've dealt with a lot of robots repeatedly. A lot of people that are just set in their ways and only looking to really do what they've been told and programmed to do over time, but not really looking to explore, expand, shift, change, open their perspectives in a new way. And now I'm late for a very important date. No time to say hello, goodbye, I'm late. Stop for a fucking minute. Just stop and look around you. You don't gotta run around like a chicken with its head cut off. You got plenty of time. Plenty of time. You guys are starting to learn how to enjoy now more. Enjoy the moment more. How to be aware and alert and in tune with what's going on around you and in front of you. Sounds good, beautiful. You can throw your question down there at any time. Probably the quicker the better, just in case. Sorry. Some of you guys might be exploring some of the things from the past as well with brand new, fresh eyes. You may be sleeping more. You may be getting better sleep, more peaceful sleep, more restful sleep. And this is reminding me of there's a formation in the sky at points where it looks like a smiley face. It's got the eyeball, it's got the nose, and then it's got the crescent moon. And then it's missing the other eye, like the other eye is winking. Me and a friend of mine at one point in time were out looking at the sky and all the stars, and she's telling me all the different constellations, and I'm telling her all the constellations I'm making up as we go, and she's getting a little bit irritated. And I was like, you know what? Thousands upon thousands of years ago, those people made those constellations themselves. They looked up there and went, hey, this looks like this. That's what we're going to call it. Why can't I do that? I can do that. We can have different. We can change. We can shift. We can come up with new ideas and new understandings and new beliefs. But there's a lot of people that do not want to move forward from that past to a new beginning. That's the way it works a lot of times, is people get stuck in that past, they get comfortable there, and they don't really want to change things. They don't want to grow. They don't want to learn new things. It's like metamorphosis or to profit. People don't change. In fact, they try with everything in them to not change. But that's the thing, is change is inevitable. The only variable is rate. Awesome. We will definitely do an extra segment attributed to you. It really does. It seems like the questions that people ask, even when they're different from what the reading is, it seems like it goes very well with the collective reading at the time too. Probably because the people who needed to hear everything that was going to be spoke about that day happened to show up. All of my little dice shifted and changed when we did that, so now we're going to check into those. Alien. So far from home, so far from home. Is anyone out there, or am I alone? Because I just feel so far from home. There's a song called Far From Home. I can't remember all the lyrics right now, but that's the feeling of it. You may be feeling like you're all of a sudden getting calls, all of a sudden getting messages, all of a sudden connecting with like-minded individuals and people. Once again, with the dropping the ego too, because I've discussed that a lot when it comes to aliens. People really think, there's a lot of people on this planet that really think in the hundreds, thousands of galaxies out there, we're the only living beings on this planet. How big of a fucking ego does that take to believe that? Personally, I believe they are already on our planet with us. Some of us are half-bloods, half-breeds. I feel personally like peace would be the way to go when it comes to a lot of these situations. To stop looking at the differences and hating each other because of them and start loving the similarities. Start believing in each other a bit more. There could be a scrapbook or some pictures that you've been looking back at, and you could feel like they are calling out to you in some way as well, messaging you in some way as well. Or maybe even toys from the past. There may be a lot of your childhood that you have been revisiting, stepping into a bit, ending a lot of the anger that you felt about certain situations or certain things in your childhood. Ending the sadness and the pain and the hurt, allowing yourself to finally cry and let it out. And as you're doing this, you are getting shocking revelations. Amazing new ideas are coming into you. Your health is improving. You may be spending more time exercising or outdoors. Some of you may be getting ready to take a trip somewhere. If you are ready to take this trip and the reason that you're leaving is out of anger, then you need to stop. And you need to rethink things for a minute. And you need to address the love that is buried underneath that anger and that pain. But that's what a lot of you have been doing, is addressing that anger and pain and seeing what's underneath it. And underneath it is this love in your heart. And that's what you are going to start magnetizing into your life now, because you're removing that anger, that sadness, that pain, that fear, and you're going to start magnetizing that love in. Some of you may be getting ready to take a trip as well with your family. And that could be why you're being asked to stop too, because maybe you were thinking about taking this trip on your own, and now because you have been able to accept that love back in your heart, it's going to shift and change the ideas that you have for this trip going forward. What are your biggest dreams? What are your biggest wishes telling you? It's time to wish on that star that's shooting overhead and to believe the magic will work. That is hard work too. And that is justice that will come in once you do that hard work. Got this little devil, guys. So we're going to tap into Tori right now specifically. There's that scrapbook energy again. So see what I mean? It plays into the whole reading too. SOS, need help, come quick. They actually came. So you might be deciding to actually reach out to people when you're needing a hand. You might end up in a position where you really need a hand, where something really goes awry, where something gets fucked up really bad. And this may have been something that already happened, but this is a blessing in disguise, because everything falling apart in the way that it has, it was one of those times where you were kind of forced into asking for help. And because you were forced into asking for help, you reached out and you asked for that help, and you were like, holy shit, somebody's actually there for me. And then it was like this epiphany moment where you are noticing little synapses in time throughout your life where people have been there for you, even if it hasn't been a constant and steady and stable thing. And you're also starting to realize that a lot of the difference in those moments was the pride and the ego was out the door. And you were in a very humble energy. And so you're starting to bring this humble energy into your everyday life. And for some reason, there's a face in this heart in this tree right in front of me that is talking to me over there. I don't know if you can see that over there, but there is like a fish face in this heart over here. Weird as that is. Anyway, got a thing for you. What you won't do for love. Because you're the only one who ever made me want to do what I won't do for love. That is a song, by the way. Got a thing for you. Chlorine. Dripping in straight chlorine. The beat is a chemical. The beat is a chemical. I'm leaving and I'll come back when it's all complete. The moment is medical. You may be learning how to walk away from certain situations and realizing that sometimes pushing the bird from the nest is the only way to really get them to see that they can fucking fly if they just took that chance. And some won't take that chance. So you may be being shoved out of a nest in some way too. You could be feeling like a jackass for things in the past, for imbibing in things in the past. You could be feeling a bit naive or stupid, or you could be really angry with yourself because of the toxic energies that you interacted with in the past, but there's no reason for that. For one thing, you're a healer. That's what you're going to attract into your life. You're going to attract people that are in toxic energy into your life if you're a healer. If you don't want to do that, you do a different life. But if you choose this path, that's what happens. Everyone pretty much that you come into contact with is going to be toxic in some way. But you may also be feeling like you enmeshed yourself in the toxicity a little bit too much too. But that was also to bring that humbling energy in that we were talking about. I face my shadows and I find the light. You were not naive. You were not stupid. You were living your life, for one thing. For another thing, you have a good heart. And you were doing something you would only do out of love. You were being there for others in their time of need. You were showing up when somebody else put out that SOS call. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's no reason to hate ourselves for that. That is who we are, and we shouldn't have to change who we are at the core of our fucking being to live in this world and to be okay with it. Everybody will tell you to change that. Everybody will tell you it's not okay. Everybody will tell you to become this cruel, bitter, cold energy hiding away from the fucking world. But what the hell is the point of life if you're not living it? Oh, that's awesome that you were just listening to that song. Those kind of scares are really hard to deal with. They definitely are. And I love the little kind of sick guy came out here. You could have saw some people in the dark that you didn't notice were there at the time, but they're kind of put in the spotlight. It's like that light that's been shining other ways and shining on your dreams turned around, and it was like, whoa, where the fuck did you guys come from? Because there was actually people there behind you that you didn't see because of all the people that were against you. There could be something here with drinking as well. Feeling like you don't have that courage unless you have something to boost that courage in some way. Exactly. And you know what? I'm right there with you. I've been learning a lot of that same stuff over the last couple of years. I've been learning a lot about myself and a lot about the people around me. And a fair amount about some of the preconceived notions I had about some certain things too. You're really waking up at this time, seeing things more clearly and feeling happy about who you are and the differences that you have. Instead of feeling miserable about it or awful or alone, it's like you feel that there could really be others out there like you. And you're ready to dream in that dream and believe in that dream. You have not been broken by anything that has come your way. Yeah, exactly. I went skydiving, I went Rocky Mountain climbing, I went 2.7 seconds on a bull named Fu Manchu, and I loved deeper, and I swore to keep her, and I took those chances I'd been denying. Someday I hope you get the chance to live like you were dying. One of the things that I found so surprising since I've been doing DoorDash, ever since COVID, I think that had a lot to do with it. Everybody has become like fearful, paranoid fucking introverts or something. Out of all the DoorDash deliveries I've done, 99% of them, literally 99% of them, I go sit it on the doorstep and send them a notification that it's there. They never have to see a person. They never have to come out of their house. And most of them will hide and wait until you're gone to go out there and pick up the food even. So there's no chance at all that they have to run into a person. Me and my ex were just talking about that yesterday. And he was talking about trans people. And I was like, you know what? One of these days, humans are probably going to evolve into one of those species where they just have kids with themselves. There are some species that do that. Where they can just be the male or the female, whatever's needed at that moment. First off, because we've messed up the balance of men to female ratio many times throughout history. Look at China right now and the fact that they don't have any women for their sons to marry or to produce with. So instead they kidnap little girls when they have a son so that they have a wife for him later because, you know, God forbid anybody keep their daughters anyway. And why the fuck you gotta kidnap them? Why can't you go pick up one of the ones left on the street corner? Oh, wait, those ones aren't good enough quality. They were thrown in the trash. Anyway, anyway, uh, and he's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, look how solitary humans are becoming. None of them want to be around any other humans. None of them want to speak to other humans. None of them want to see other humans. And they're all buying robot friends instead of making friends with real life. Do you really think they're going to be able to keep procreating if something like that doesn't happen? Yeah, I feel like you're looking back on a lot of your life and a lot of those unfulfilled dreams. But you're fulfilling a lot of those dreams at this current moment. Those foods that you didn't eat, that you really wanted to eat, that you stayed away from because, oh, those are so bad for me. You're like, no, I'm going to try some of this food. I'm going to try some of this cake today. I'm going to try some of the ribs today. Or whatever it is. You're going to try it. You're going to do it. You're going to live it. Instead of blocking yourself from so many of life's pleasures and enjoyments, you are ready to partake in them. Just make sure that you don't go overboard because, you know, like we were discussing several times in today's reading, nothing is bad in moderation. It's when you start abusing it and it starts becoming something overly used that it becomes bad, including the shopping. But you're just letting yourself go. You're no longer worrying so much about the future and you're worrying about right now more. Am I happy right now because I can't take this money with me and tomorrow I might be gone? So what would I regret if I didn't do it today if I'm gone tomorrow? And those are a lot of the things you're currently thinking about and putting into action to create future justice for. Seven of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, King of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. You are also really heavily contemplating the opportunities that are coming your way. It's like, wow, my faith paid off, my persistence paid off, my dedication paid off. Everything is paying off. I didn't choose to do things to please everyone else anymore, to make everyone else happy anymore. I chose to do things that make me happy. I chose to express my love instead of holding it in. And I chose to express it in a calm manner without expectations of it coming back to me. I chose to express it in a way where I told this person, hey, I love you so much, but if you don't love me too, then just let me know that. Because here's the thing, I want to be with somebody who loves me the way that I love them. And I love you enough to want you to be happy regardless of whether or not it's with me. You have stepped into a very seriously, emotionally mature and supportive energy. You have really worked out a lot of the kinks in your emotions and a lot of the weirdness going on within your emotions, a lot of the fears, the doubts, the anxieties, and the if it's not this situation, I don't want any situation ever, and trying to hold on to people. Yes, it is. A balance is how you enjoy life. And exactly, it's when you start abusing it that it becomes something that's bad. Everybody in this world would be very surprised to know how many of our leaders do a lot of those drugs that everyone claims are the reason why people are on the street, or that everyone claims are the reason why people are beating up their grandmother for the money to get them. They have decided they need it above anything else, and they've placed it on a pedestal, and they are chasing after it. And they're willing to do anything to get it. And a lot of that has to do with their own character too, not just the drug of choice. Yes, you have planted so many seeds, and all these seeds are sprouting up at this time. There's a lot of good coming in for you, and there may actually even be somebody who has been patiently watching you, who has been very dedicated towards planting seeds in a slow manner as well, in a slow enough manner that you may not have even caught on to this. There is somebody that wants to offer commitment, stability, loyalty, who wants to back your plan, and who has a plan of their own as well. And it could be good or bad, because really, I mean, Buffy, when she found out about this guy's plan, she did not like it one bit. This guy was kind of an ass in ways. but he was also fighting the good fight, or trying to fight the good fight. As Buffy said, though, this person right here that you're trying to kill is not the same person that they were back then. And there's a lot of times where people shift and people change and people grow and people turn into something very different, even if they started out in a very bad way. Reform. You could be looking into reforming and what's it called? Reformations? No. Rehabilitating. You may be looking into rehabilitation in a very different way. A lot of people will tell you people never change. We were talking about some things with people changing earlier. People do fight change very hard, a lot of times. And then there are people who fight to go after change. There's a lot of people on this planet that change daily. There's a lot of them that try very hard to stay stuck in the past. But there are a lot of people who change daily. And just because you knew somebody 6 months ago doesn't mean you know the same person today. Just like when people share those memes about, oh, if you knew me 6 months ago, you don't even know who I am today. Same thing when it comes to other people. If you're going to feel that way about yourself, then you got to feel that way about others. Just because this person was who they were a year ago does not mean that they are that same person today. They may be a very different person. But let their actions tell you. Because their actions and their words, but their actions mostly will tell you who they are and whether or not they're the same person you dealt with before. Be without malice. You have really grown. You've learned how to be. You were born to create. You have learned that you don't want your creations to be attached to negative or false energy as well. Yes, they do. Exactly. Sometimes that cupcake can fucking make you feel phenomenal. You know what? There's times that I eat a milk or that I get a milkshake and I'm just like, fuck yes, this is exactly what I needed today. I needed this milkshake more than anything else. This is what I needed. Because it just makes you feel so good in that moment. And at the same time, if you do it all the time, it doesn't make you feel good anymore. It makes you feel really bad. But people, it takes them a minute to realize how bad they're feeling from it. And then by that point, they're addicted to the sugar in it, or they're addicted to the MSG in it, or they're addicted to the nicotine in it, or they're addicted to the whatever else in it. And that's not to say that they have no power in the situation. That's not to say that they can't break that. But it makes it harder. It makes it harder to walk away from that substance. Or there's certain substances that when you let them go, all of a sudden you want as much sugar and caffeine as you can have. And for some people, that sugar and caffeine is actually far worse for them than that substance would be. Especially if you have diabetes. You've also been contemplating a lot what malice is exactly. You've really been delving into your shadow side and uncovering some of the things within you. Starting to take accountability when it comes to moments where you may have acted out of an energy of revenge or retaliation. Starting to notice moments where you may have acted out of jealousy. And starting to forgive those moments in other people, because you're starting to see things from their shoes and from their perspective. That's the whole thing when it comes to karma. That's why karma is a thing. That's why people end up going through things after they make certain decisions, is so that they could see things from those shoes and be like, hey, would I act in that same way again? Probably not now. There's a reason why jealousy has not been a big part of my vocabulary since I was a small child. And that's because jealousy caused me to act in a way that I really did not like at all. But the very next time that I got the chance to look away or step in, I stepped in. It took me many, many, many more years to step in for myself in the way that I did that day for somebody else. It takes us a lot longer sometimes to learn those lessons about us than it does about the people around us, but you're starting to look at those lessons on you too. And you're starting to step in for you in the way that you do for others as well. You're starting to let go of that guilt over some of the actions that you caused in the past that caused you to feel like for some reason you were not worthy of having somebody step in. And you're also starting to step in for those people that other people would turn away from and think that they don't have anything for anybody to advocate for, and why would anybody ever want to help them? They're sucking up all the energy and resources. They're just a vampire. Or they're just a deeply hurt soul, mired in a lot of darkness that could use a hand to help pull them up out of that. And if I was in that position, God, I would hope that there would be a hand there waiting to help pull me up out of it. There hasn't been through most of my life, but that doesn't mean that I can't be for others. That's part of the driving force behind why I want to be. That and those little stars that came out of nowhere in the middle of the blackest fucking night to bring you hope and inspiration and get you going again. That's what you're learning how to be in the lives of others at this time. That's what you are being. And it's because of this hard work to drop that ego, to drop that pride, to drop all the jealousy, the shame, the hurt, the pain, anything associated with distorted views with yourself and with other people. So that you can follow your motivation and your drive forward. So that you can really believe in, trust in, and know that nothing will ever be able to tame that spirit inside of you or tear you down. Nothing will ever be able to break you. You are a force to be reckoned with, and you are transforming in the way that you are seeing yourself in that mirror. Everything about you is shifting and changing by your perception of you in that mirror and the way you're seeing yourself now. You're seeing that confidence, that drive, that motivation, that power, that lack of an ability to give up. And it is bringing in so many opportunities to you. Your honesty is bringing in a lot of opportunities. You're welcome, beautiful. Thank you as well. Your honesty. The vision you're having at this time is very clear. You are seeing things in a very truthful way, in a very authentic way. And it's because honesty is pouring out of you. You're allowing yourself to share your vulnerable emotions. You're allowing yourself to share your feelings. You're feeling very stable, calm, and confident in that. Even if you're a little bit insecure, even if you're a little bit worried about what people might think, you're still standing there and doing what you need to do to create those opportunities in your life. You are offering up your commitment, your loyalty, your dedication. You're offering up your power. So expecting those things in return is not something wrong. And those things are going to come in return because you get what you put out there. And if you're willing to put those things out there and you're willing to risk that, others are going to be willing to bet on you too. So glad that everything is resonating with you today. And you know what? I have a feeling things are going to be picking up very good in your life in the near future. Am I in town? I'm going to have to go jump somebody here in a few minutes, so I'm going to do a closeout reading, and then we're going to be done with today's reading for today. So, let's see. What do our guides and our ancestors want us to know about the justice that is coming in for the hard work we have been putting out there? What is the most important thing? And thank you guys so much for the messages that you bring. We all appreciate you immensely. Melissa, this one's for you. The radio, and it's stupid crap. That is going to be in my mind until I figure out what the hell they want to say. Patricia. Somebody's grandmother named Melissa's grandmother, I think, is Patricia. I'm really not sure. But I think she's Patricia because she's like, I have found my daughter's family. And this is for you, Melissa, because everything is going to be so fucking beautiful in the near future. Love without condition. Hear the ancient ones. Fucking listen to them, they're speaking. Even when we don't know what the message means, it is important, especially if they keep fucking repeating it in your life. Love without condition. The biggest reason she has not come forward is because she loves her family beyond that condition. Most people would be like, oh, that's that's Stockholm syndrome. That's Stockholm syndrome right there. If you were taken in by a family that loved you and cared for you and fed you and clothed you and didn't always do the best job protecting you, but, you know, would you love that family? We'll just put it that way. Because I sure as hell would. Would you want that family to be forcefully taken away from you and locked up and the key thrown away? Hell no. That's why she ain't coming forward. Love without condition. She doesn't even know those other people. The tower. The lovers. So, because you have chosen to listen to your heart, listen with your heart, you will understand. Let it rain upon you like the waves upon the sand. Because you have chosen to listen to your heart, to listen to your roots, to listen to that call, and to confidently step forward towards what it is you want more than anything in this world, it is now yours. This independence and freedom in a truthful, authentic connection. Your willingness to sacrifice yourself for the needs of others. In this picture of this tower, that's the tower that was built, that they were sacrificing her sister off of. And this is even after she found out that she's not even really her sister. It's somebody they placed in her life, and they altered her memories so that she would care for her like she was her sister, so she would sacrifice herself for her. But even after she found all of that out and she got her memories back, she still chose to sacrifice herself for her sister, for her love for her love for the world. She chose to sacrifice herself. And in doing so, she was granted new life. When they did the spell to undo what was done, she was granted new life. Although it started out very painfully. Because when she woke up, it was like, hey, I was in heaven and you fucking ripped me out of heaven to come back to this loud, miserable, awful fucking ass place. What the hell do I want to be here for? But she learned yet again to love that place, to care for that place, to be a part of that place, to make that place her home. No matter how out of place you feel in this earth, you have chosen to make it your home. You have chosen to love it. You have chosen to see it with the eyes of beauty and truth. There is so much success coming your way, recognition coming your way. The skills that you have honed and the actions that you have taken are creating this. There's a massive transformation going on at this time. Instead of placing your value in someone else, instead of feeling like the only reason you should be recognized is because of others, instead of just being behind the scenes all the time, you have learned how to step into that yourself as well. You've learned how to acknowledge and recognize you and the good qualities within. The Two of Cups, the Six of Wands, the Moon. You may also be being recognized for your ability to hold on to the secrets of others, even if you see what's going on beneath the surface. Got a secret, can you keep it? Swear this one you'll save. Better lock it in your pocket, taking this one to the grave. If I told you, then I know you won't tell what I've said. 'Cause two can keep a secret if one of them is dead. Sorry. Our dark sides are fun. They can be, if we allow them to be. So you're seeing things from a different perspective after you've made this deep dive into yourself and looked at the murky depths of yourself and of others. These things are being highlighted and exposed, and you're really seeing them for what they are, and you're seeing the beauty within them. You're recognizing the beauty within the connections around you, the love, the care, the genuineness. There's a lot of people that hate same-sex relationships. They think that those people are evil. They think they're dirty. They think that they are Sodom and Gomorrah and blah, blah, and all that other fucking bullshit. Anybody hating on love is part of the problem in this world. Why the hell would you spend your day hating on love? We have enough hate in this world. I choose instead to look at love with the eyes of love, to accept it, to support it, and to love it, not hate it. There is possibly a lot getting ready to be seen as well about people who have hidden their own love simply because of the shame and the guilt and the hurt and the pain of the people around them. And this could be justice coming in for you, because you may have been the one who started this shift and this change and this transformation in the people around you. This desire to want to be free. This desire to want to show how they feel. And the reason I honed in so much to the LGBTQ energy as well is because there was two cards representing it in there. There was two lesbians and there was two gay men. And you know what? Their love is beautiful, just as beautiful as anybody else's love. And if you can't see it as beautiful, then what is wrong inside of you that you want to look at something that is beautiful as evil just because you don't agree with the type of love they're having? And that is not to say I am not on board with, oh, let it be legal for all pedophiles. Yeah, fuck off. Fuck off. Especially since I was one of those children. And I may not have wanted that man to be tortured and beaten and killed and all that other kind of stuff. But I sure as fuck didn't want him touching me either. They can claim all they like that it's the children's fault. They can claim all they like that they can't be attracted to anything else. There's one that I know that has a 50-year-old child now. She may be 50, but she is a child. Very much so. A lot of times it's not what's on the outside, it's what's on the inside. Do you know how much easier it is to groom children and mold children and make them be what you want them to be than it is adults? It's basically an abuser who is now committing another form of abuse because the adult people around them won't let them abuse them in that way. Other than that, any other forms of love that are actually consensual love, I have no problem with. So, anyway, that's what I have for today's reading, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I would absolutely love to hear what you had to say about it, whether or not it resonated, what you might be going through, all that kind of good stuff. And if you guys did enjoy this or got something from it, it would be awesome if you could support my channel in whatever way you can. Liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, leaving timestamps, donations, hitting the little super thanks button, super chat stickers, all that stuff. Thank you guys so much for anything that you do to support my channel. It helps me to be able to support myself and my children while I'm on this journey. And also, it's a great way to give back for the support I lend you guys on your journey. See you guys later. Bye-bye.